Hi, this is Tanner Davis, and I chose Search and Seizure from Chapter 4. I really felt like this was a good subject as it's one that hits home. You can remember from high school hearing about these, and now being a teacher, you get to see them firsthand and be a part of them to help out. And I just felt like this was a really good topic to learn a little bit more. And this is, again, Search and Seizure from Chapter 4. The first thing we have to look at is the Fourth Amendment, the right of people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. It shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued but upon probable cause. First thing we look into is reasonable search. What is reasonable search? It will clearly not violate the constitutional right of the student. It is for the safety of the school and students. And lastly, it depends on the context that takes place. Reasonable suspicion. What is reasonable suspicion? Information from a reliable source being a teacher and or student. Suspicion should be individualized, meaning we should not go through every student or multiple students to try and find the evidence. One of the first things that we can look into in searching, and it's one of the easier ones that we can look into, is the school student's desk, as this is school property. Still, you have to have reasonable suspicion. You cannot just go off of a gut feeling. A reliable source still has to be established. Next is a student's locker. Much like a student's desk, you still have to have a reliable source. This is a touchy subject also, as a locker gives the students privacy and ability to lock things up. Students should be informed, and two school officials should be present when searching. Next is the book bags. This becomes a touchier subject, as this is not school property. This requires much stronger evidence to establish reasonable suspicion. The more intense it becomes, the more the Fourth Amendment comes into play. Next is school trips and book bags. We talk about book bags, but now when we look into school trips, we're really trying to prevent contraband. As long as parents and students are informed before the field trip, this usually confirms and makes it okay. On senior trips and everything, we want to make sure that certain things aren't getting brought in. As a FFA advisor, we take many trips to nationals in Indianapolis and Louisville, and we want to make sure that the students aren't bringing anything illegal on the trip, and to make it safe. Automobiles. Once again, reasonable suspicion comes into play as long as it is parked on school property. Students and parents should be informed of what is taking place. If parked off school grounds, probable cause and law enforcement must be called. Personal search. There needs to be a sense of urgency when this takes place. Establish that this is putting other students and other school officials in extreme danger. This should take place in a private setting with personnel of the same gender. Parents should be informed of what is taking place. Some of the simple guidelines that we can follow that make this a little easier for us to understand, there's actually 10 of them. Number one being a student's freedom from unreasonable search should be carefully balanced against the need for the school to maintain order. Number two, factors such as the need for the search, the student's age, history, and record of behavior. The gravity of the problem and the need for an immediate search should be considered. A school search should be based on reasonable grounds for believing that something contrary to school rules or significantly detrimental to the school. Number four, the information leading to school searches should be independent and involvement by law enforcement officials. Number five, although the primary purpose for the search should be to secure evidence of student misconduct for school disciplinary purposes under certain circumstances. Personal searches on number 6 should be avoided except where imminent danger exists. Number 7, school personnel should conduct the search in a private setting. At best, a search is demoralizing experience and care should be taken as much as possible. Number 8, the magnitude of the offense, the extent of the intrusiveness, the nature of the evidence sought, and the background of the student involved should be considered before a search is initiated. A pat-down search of a student, if justified, should be conducted by school personnel of the same gender and with an adult witness of the same gender present, if possible. And last but not least, arbitrary searches or mass shakedowns cannot be justified as reasonable and are illegal. The information that I got from this for this PowerPoint slide was a teacher's pocket guide to school law, the second edition. Thank you for listening to this PowerPoint. I hope that it gave you some information that you needed and we all learned something from this. Thank you.